Respected Director General of Shipping, Shri Amitabh Kumar ji, CMD SCI, Mrs. H.K. Joshi, Chairperson of the Tulani Group, Dr. Sujata Tulani, Mr. Anil Devli, CEO INSA, Mr. Manish Pradhan, MD Anglo Eastern, Mr. Amar Singh Thakur, member of the NSB and also General Secretary of the MUI, Mr. Sanjeev Vakil, CEO of HIMT, Mr. Uday Purohit, President of the IMEI, Mr. Rajiv Nair, CEO of Oil, Gas and Drilling Services SR Limited, eminent members of the shipping industry who are present for this first webinar of the IMEI, colleagues and friends. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to you all as the host for this webinar, which is being organized by the Mumbai branch of the Institute of Marine Engineers India. We are indeed humbled and encouraged by this tremendous response from the marine fraternity for our inaugural webinar. We've had over 700 registrations.
I will now invite Mr. Sanjeev Vakil, who is my colleague as a marine engineer and principal of HIMT Chennai. I believe that you are one of the leaders in the training and education in the country, not only in Chennai. So how do you look at the future of the e-training and education?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Rai, and thank you to IMEI for having this organized first webinar across. Thanks to DG Shipping and all the participants who are present here. So certainly, COVID-19 is one of the most catastrophic event which I think in recent past we have faced, and by God's grace, yes, the seafarers who are sailing at high seas, we all have heard, we have been at sea, that ship is the safest place to stay during a storm. And the same thing applies at shore as well, home, which is like a ship that we are going to be at it. We salute those seafarers who have been braving across in the high seas, and thanks to the Indian administration for the proactive measures. For India, it's been a role model today globally. So to go back to the various stakeholders, I would just elaborate. The major stakeholders are, one is administration, shipping companies, training institutes. Indian administration, I would say there's a provision already in the distance learning and e-learning in STCW as per the section B16. It's already there, which could have come sooner or later, even if this COVID-19 had not come in. But I would also appreciate at the same time the real outlook of DG Shipping for the proactive measures which they issued. In fact, just last evening, they issued a new circular 16 of 2020, which is been for the e-learning as well as the virtual guidelines for virtual classes online. And I believe every institute, including their faculty and the students, every stakeholder of an institute will have to submit the data online, which is in process right now by various institutes. Going in detail, I think shipping companies, certainly I should appreciate that, okay, they would not probably face that much challenge in terms of training, because they were well equipped earlier also. They were certainly having CBTs, familiarization, EGDIS on safe reach. So that was done. As institutes, I would say, most of the institutes, we all thought infrastructure, showing a big building, showing a big swimming pool, those were the only things. But many of them did not invest on the technology. People didn't invest on technology, on the faculty, and that's where the biggest challenge is. And those people who invested earlier, I think they are in a better hands right now. We in fact invested almost 2-3 years back on this before the COVID-19 as well. And we have tried out classes online, and even during this time on 23rd itself, we started these classes. We have been giving free classes to all these officers of various institutes who join. So my take on it is the faculty today who were earlier much dependent on IT team to come and just make a PowerPoint, etc. Today, I think they also have become, they also started learning. They don't require any assistance. Along with their normal knowledge on expertise, they also have learned IT tricks, which was not there in a comfort zone. So that's one thing which I think I should appreciate. Faculty who are working for, I would say, at least at HIMT would say that the workload of faculty are doubled up because there are no restrictions now, DG Shipping of 18 hours. So I think the faculty themselves take across, they work for almost 10-12 hours a day. in preparing their own material, because the best way of faculty to improve is take his own video and put it on a YouTube. And I think the assessment is done directly by the public by number of likes. So that's one way which we have encouraged the faculty, and I think almost 60-70 faculty of us have already put it on YouTube, and that is the biggest assessment which we do. And if you talk about the students, yes, students, we used to earlier say that please don't carry a mobile in classrooms, but today I think the technology has changed, and without a mobile or a laptop, we say students, please don't come to the class, or they cannot come to the class rather. So that's one thing that we need to understand, that today the technology which for 2 months back was wrong, not to be used, is today a technology which everybody has to use. If not, they'll be outdated. But yes, I would say the seafarers as well as the students are ready, and they were ready a few years back itself. So I don't think they would face a bigger challenge to certainly transform into the new technology. Only challenge is, yes, you are able to make them sit for about 6 hours in a class, but online, if you are going to say 6 to 8 hours, it will not be possible. It should be limited to about 4 hours. I think 4 hours would be ideal to have better concentration. That's regarding the CIFA for the students' point of view. And only the challenge would be for the practical course, as DG himself clearly mentioned, he's working on it. I would like to add on that Nautical Institute UK has just made on a simulator course like DP training. They have come out with the new guidelines where you could do a 5 days course, you could do a 3 days course at the institute on an e-learning mode, and then they go back and have the sea time and then come back and do the practicals. So that's one more thing which probably could be useful for our Indian administration to look at it. And the final part of it is assessment and certification. I would say that the challenge on assessment still exists, and it would exist in future as well, because there is no foolproof system even today on type of assessments which could be done. Though you would have a camera fitted, there are ways where a student can keep a camera on and do many things, but that is a big challenge. Certification, to end up, certification is not going to be a good challenge, because I would always say that DG has been quite proactive years back. I think 3-4 years back itself, I think they started this e-governance system, and I could see that they are in place. I think if this COVID-19 would not have come by today, I think DG would have launched the e-certification also. Nevertheless, I think they have done it for the watch keeping certificates and the DC endorsements, and in a short time of a month or so, I'm sure if the candidates are doing the courses online, DG will have the mechanism in place to issue the certificates online. So I think with this, I think I would like to end up. Thank you.